Support WrestleTalk!
Like us on Facebook.
It seemed cliche to say at this point because WWE are doing their best to hammer this home to the point of exhaustion, but we are in a really great period of time for women's wrestling. Since WWE kicked off their women's revolution, or evolution, coupled with the amazing work done in NXT and around the world, women's wrestling is more prominent than ever. Even Ring of Honor are finally getting involved. That's not to say this is anything new. TNA's women's division between 07 and 09, grossly called the Knockouts division, was fantastic TV that more often than not outdrew the men's segments on Impact, to the point that TNA even talked about giving the Knockouts their own TV show. Over in WWE, women's wrestlers weren't treated like wrestlers. They were just women. And even then it would be a stretch to say they were treated like women. They were there to be looked at and ogled over while they rolled around in pools or mud or gravy or whatever fetish Vince McMahon had that week. They had nonsense like lingerie pillow fights and fulfill your fantasy battle royals. Thankfully, in the last few years, there has been a big shift in the way women are portrayed on screen, and WWE has been quick to adapt. NXT was the first place we saw this change, with stars like Paige pave the way for women like Summer Rae, Emma, and later Asuka, Ember Moon, the iconic duo, and Shayna Baszler. And of course, in 2014, we got the rise of a group that have since become known as WWE's Four Horsewomen, of Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch. Not only did these four women have some of the best storylines in 2014, they also had some of the best matches. They won championships, they dominated headlines, and they got rave reviews across the board. In 2015, three of the Four Horsewomen made the jump to the main roster and the revolution began. From there, Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky Lynch have had various feuds and won various accomplishments. Charlotte became the first women's champion in over 12 years. Charlotte and Sasha had the first women's main event segment on Raw in years. Charlotte and Sasha not only had the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match, it was also the first ever WWE pay-per-view to feature the women in the main event match. But that was all Sasha and Charlotte. As for Becky, there's the rub, as Hamlet put it. Even when Bayley came to the main roster a year after everyone else, it was clear that WWE were very interested in Sasha and Charlotte, and very few others. While they stayed on Raw, Becky was instead drafted to SmackDown Live, where she became the inaugural SmackDown Live Women's Champion, but lost it just a few months later to Alexa Bliss, another female wrestler WWE clearly had bigger plans for over Lynch. Reddit user Falcon Arrow, a proven WWE insider, once wrote that while WWE saw Lynch as a hard worker, she was never going to be the front runner to lead a women's division, and was only there in case someone else got hurt. Proof positive is that feud with Alexa Bliss and the returning Mickie James at the tail end of 2016 and start of 2017 was the last time Becky Lynch had a full-on, dedicated one-on-one storyline. Throughout 2017, she was just a background artist or involved in multi-person feuds where she was part of a team versus another team of heels. You could argue that she had a feud with James Ellsworth, but does that really count? I mean, look at this. Her entire 2017 and start of 2018 can be fit into one Wikipedia paragraph. And it's not even a long paragraph. Becky Lynch is criminally underused in WWE. That is hardly a striking revelation, but it does need to be said again and again, otherwise she's going to become a female Dolph Ziggler. Someone who is super over with fans because they're a great worker, but the company never fully gets behind. So they just fade into the background and we stop caring. Becky is too good for that role in WWE. She is a great wrestler, a wonderful promo, and a very likable personality. And despite not being in a storyline for the better part of 14 months, she still connects with the crowd like few others do. It's just such a waste of talent. She lasted a long time in the Royal Rumble, but Sasha Banks got the Iron Woman role, so Becky's involvement in the match equated to nothing. This is the second WrestleMania in a row where she doesn't have a storyline going in, and this year she'll end up likely being a part of the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. I'm going to say it again, Becky Lynch is criminally underused in WWE. So why has Becky become the female Dolph Ziggler? Other than Falcon Arrow's report that WWE only see her as a utility player, there's also the rumor that Kevin Dunn, WWE director who has a heavy influence on Vince McMahon, doesn't like her accent. And because he doesn't like her accent, she can't get promo time. And because she can't get promo time, she can't get any feuds with real heat. Some might argue that she could do with a refreshing of character, but I don't think turning her heel is the answer. She's brilliant the way she currently is. WWE just need to use her more. And if you think I'm being over dramatic, just check out the matches WWE Network have posted in her collection. Everyone raves about Sasha vs Bayley from TakeOver Brooklyn, and rightly so because it's an incredible match, but Becky vs Sasha from TakeOver Unstoppable might be even better. It's too late to get her a WrestleMania match this year, but one has to hope that WWE have something planned for her post-Mania. With Asuka seemingly moving over to SmackDown, Lynch will be the number 3 babyface on the roster, which isn't a great place to be. But there is so much scope for her to have matches and feuds with the Empress and the Queen. She has to. Otherwise, and I hate to say it, if Becky Lynch has a 2018 that is similar to her 2017 and she doesn't get a WrestleMania match next year, we might have to accept WWE are putting out straight fire. We have other WrestleTalk opinion pieces, so click the videos on screen right now for more awesome wrestling content.